Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Louise Kohl in Paulsboro, Washington. Congratulations to everyone for spending this next hour with business training. You are committed, and it's awesome. It's actually awesome. It's a wonderful accountability to me, because every time I see you all and you're all sharing, I'm encouraged. So let's begin by sharing some successes from this week. We'll take a couple of minutes. And who would like to begin? Anyone have some exciting news to share? Anything, any excitement that happened this week since last Saturday?
I can share. This is April.
Go for it, April. Thank you.
I think hopefully it's not echoing to everyone else, because I'm kind of hearing an echo of myself. Anyway, this week I went in for some just routine screening for a mammogram, and I was talking, there was a couple different levels of testing you could have. One of them, I decided to go for less extensive. I just didn't feel concerned, and I told the technician, nurse, I don't know, whoever the personnel person that was helping me, I said, I'm actually, confident that this level is fine, because I'm taking a nutrient that tests have shown has been really, really good to help protect your body from cancer stuff. And she's like, really? So anyway, I told her a little bit about it and tried to get her email address, but I guess as a medical professional, they were kind of reticent to share that back and forth. But did give her the PubMed.gov and gave me her website, and she was quite intrigued by the fact that there could be something you could do. And she's actually very into keeping your body nourished well and stuff. And so whether it goes anywhere, I don't know, but I just felt really good for the fact that I could speak up and share something that, as someone who's in the field of radiology and in the field of detecting screenings for cancers and stuff like that, that it would be something. I was not making any claims, but I'm just saying, according to studies, there's some promising information, and the agriculture department even did some studies on it and stuff. And she's like, really? And so I thought it was exciting.
That's awesome. Well, good for you for sharing. A lot of times we could go in and do our routine thing thinking, oh, they'll never listen, so we don't open our mouths. But good for you, April. You're starting to bleed teal, and that's wonderful. That's great. Congratulations. Anyone else?
Hey, Joyce, this is Jim.
Hi, this is Louise, but go ahead, Jim.
Okay, it sounds like I cut somebody off, but this is Jim. Just want to give you an update on Joyce. Louise did a three-way with me with Joyce in Montana, and she started out as a preferred customer, and she's getting great results, and she just wanted to get results first before she started sharing it with other people. And now she's going to become a distributor this next week, and she's looking at the master affiliate level, because she's got a number of people she wants to share it with, and it's just fun to see the excitement that she's getting. And so just doing the basics and getting people results, that's the key.
That is so exciting, Jim. Thank you for that.
Thanks for helping with that three-way, Joyce.
Oh, that was fun.
Louise.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. Great. Oh, wow. Anyone else?
Everyone's just so excited, but I really loved it.
Oh, go ahead, Christina.
Everyone's just so excited, and I love it. I just want to say that my friend Ray has joined the Relive family, and I was just trying to make sure he was on call this morning with us. He's a great person to work with, and I just know that sharing life with him and sharing the joy that our Relive family can bring is just going to nourish his dream and help him thrive.
Excellent. Congratulations. And Ray, I hope you're on. Congratulations for making that decision. Welcome to the family. It's a fun group to be a part of. It really, really is. Anyone else? Okay. Well, it's 5 after, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with our opportunity. Let me do that.
Louise, you need to record. You need to record start the recording.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
It's recording.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for the reminder. I'm a little... Anyway, here we go. So the Relive opportunity, and this is I spend Thursday mornings with a group of business people, all different businesses. We're a referral group, and what I hear from them and the costs what it costs them to have their own business and what their overhead is before they even can put any money in their pocket is just overwhelming. And I actually need to hear it because that is the difference. The Relive opportunity is so amazing. The low startup costs compared to franchises or just your own brick and mortar business. And one of the things that was shared with me from the Pleasanton event last week was when, and I believe it was Tom that had said that with failed franchises, there's no money back. There's absolutely no money back, and you spend lots of zeros before you can even open the doors. And yet, the other thing I found out is that when you retire, unless your family member or whoever inherits that continues to work the business, they don't get any income. And Relive is willable. So there's a couple of things. There's no risk. It's 100% buyback guarantee. It was 90% when I started 13 years ago. It's 100% now. You work when you want, where you want. No boss, no employees, and part of a support team. And the support team is huge. Everybody on this call today is part of my support team, and very few are financially connected to me. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. So let's begin. We have 5 ways to make money with Relive: retail profit, wholesale profit, overrides, cash bonuses and trips, and the ambassador program. And I'm going to touch on each of those one by one. So our retail profit, we have an opportunity to earn 10% up to 40% depending on where you position yourself. So that there you are, and of course we need to talk to people, tell them about our business, promote ourselves, if you will. And who is a potential customer with Relive? Everybody, absolutely everybody, friend, neighbor, relative, womb to tomb. It's everybody is, and the beauty of it is, just like Jim shared, is his friend Joyce started to get results. Well, she's excited because she's getting results, and so she wants to share. Now, depending on where you position yourself, you have the opportunity to make anywhere from $10 for your effort to $40 retailing, say, $100 worth of product. Now, for me, when I first saw this, I thought, well, it's going to take whatever time it takes to retail $100 worth of product. I want to make the most amount of money for my effort. And I'm a bulk buyer, so I wanted to get the most amount of product for the least amount of money, because I had a need, and my need was to earn a few $100s to pay for music lessons. Quite frankly, I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. So it really, depending on where you choose to start, can always move up. The beauty with Relive is you don't drop down on that staircase up to the business level. So that's retail profit. And everybody understands retail. You buy low, you sell high. We buy it at a wholesale, we sell it at a little bit more, so that we make we're making the difference. And the example is, produce at a grocery store is purchased by the case, but they sell things individually. So I think everybody understands retail. And oh, I'm sorry. One more thing about that retail area, because of a promotion going on now for our preferred customers, they get 10% for a $10 fee, annual fee. But if they choose to get on auto ship, that is, that they choose to have products sent to them every month or quarterly, then they get moved up to 20%. And it's still for the $10 annual fee. Plus they get free shipping. So that is, that's very cool. So therein is another form. Just a great incentive to get people their results. So here we are at wholesale profit. Wholesale profit is anywhere from 5% to 30%. And the greater percentage of profit is the difference between where you have positioned yourself and those you've introduced to Relive, where they are positioned. So we're going to talk about the highest profit level because to me, it just made sense. But that was my decision. Everybody makes their own decision, but the best position to be in is 40%. You can start there or you can build your way up. Now, how that works is here you are at the top profit level, and your friend has joined at the 10% level. And the company sends you the difference between where you are positioned and where they've chosen to be. And that is where you can see where the profit is 30% up, down to 5%. All of it has to do with sponsoring increases volume, and volume increases profit. Now, everybody has the opportunity for retail profit and wholesale profit. There are two, and you see them in bold, the two most, the two entry levels that are most chosen are the 25% for a volume of 500, but one doesn't pay 500, one pays 25% off of 500. And the 40% level, the first purchase is actually at 35%. And what was so exciting to me at the 40% was that my actual cost was $32.50 plus shipping and tax, which had a built-in profit of $17.50, which is better than 50% of my investment. And when I went to my husband and said, "What do you think?" he just laughed, and I thought, okay, well, obviously it's not a good idea. And he said, "Louise, there is nothing in this world that you can, in a year, that you can look at having a 52 or more % profit from an investment." And I was like, oh, well then in that case, but you know, it's just amazing because it's all about people getting results, physically or financially. So now the next part that I'm going to be talking about has to do with the top profit level or the business level. And that's where overrides kick in. So the master affiliate level unlocks residual income. Relive products are for everyone. People consume Relive products month after month. Overrides equals unlimited residual income potential. Now, when these slides first came out and this part in the green was printed, I just went, that makes so much sense, because I never thought about how I have residual bills. I mean, every month it's either a utility bill or a phone bill or mortgage or whatever. It's month after month after month. They come in whether I'm making income or not, right? So why not have residual income? Oh my gosh, what an eye opener. It's just brilliant. I'm like, yes, absolutely. So let's talk about that. Overrides calculated on business volume. So this slide has to do, everybody in that box is a master affiliate at the top profit level. And this is how it works, and it's really quite exciting. So you're a master affiliate, and you introduce Susan to Relive, work with her. She, like Joyce, decides to become a master affiliate, and the company, Relive, the company will send you 8% of Susan's total volume, not out of Susan's pocket. Relive sends you a check for 8% for her total volume because you have been working with her or him. I mean, it doesn't have to be a her, but you've been working with that master affiliate, teaching, training, introducing, spending time, sharing. You're learning skills, you share skills, you walk beside them. It's a wonderful supportive system. Now Susan knows Jim, and you probably work with Jim as well. Susan is teaching and training as well as you are teaching and training, and the company sends you 6% in addition to the 8%. And it goes on down. And what is really cool, at the third level, it's 4%. At the fourth level, it's 3%. And at the fifth level, it's 2%. And in the next slide, you'll see how, yes, it decreases, but we're talking about more people. But think about this as we go on to the next slide. You knew Susan. You didn't know Jim, Wendy, Marie, or Bill. You knew Susan, and you worked with Susan, and then it just basically exploded. So let's go on to the next slide, and it's in simple terms. Overrides are the power of multiplication. We're going to use volumes. Their volumes are can be quite large, and but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to just keep it at 2,000, and 2,000 is a few families, individuals, but all of these boxes are master affiliates, people at the top profit level. So here you are at the top profit level. You have introduced friend, family, neighbor, and these people, after hearing stories and seeing the potential of Relive, have decided to also be master affiliates, and as a result, their volumes are a minimum of 2,000, and that is, you have 3 at 2,000, so that's a cumulative volume of 6,000. Now remember, that's at 8%, so the company will send you a check for $480. I just want you to take a moment and think about what $480, just an additional, not what it has done if you've already been making that amount, but what it would do in addition right now. Right now, what would you do with $480 that just fell in your lap? And I make that sound simple, but it's not without working with these people. You have to work with these people. It's really very wonderful. So we're making it simple because this is all about teaching and training and duplicating. So each of those 3 know 3, but you knew these 3. Just keep remembering that you knew 3 and that they knew 3. And so now we've got 3 times 3 is 9. 9 at 2,000 each is 18,000. At 6%, now that's $1,080, but that's not replacing the 480. That's in addition to. So your income there is a little more than $1,500 a month. And I'm not, maybe not in California, but around here, we're talking about a mortgage payment. Definitely, a car, and in California, it's probably maybe a garage. And so it just goes on. Now those three, no three, that's 27, 54,000 at 4%, 2160. We're at the average mean income of Kitsap County, where I live here in Washington, is 44,000 annually. Not a lot, but it's the average mean income of this area. And oh my goodness. And this is just because you knew three people. So then there's 27, those 27 know three each, that's 162,000 at 3%, $4,860 in addition to all of these. You are now over 8,000 a month. This is six-figure income because you knew three people and you worked with three people. And then this blows my mind. At the fifth level, as those, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, we're at 243 master affiliates. Almost $500,000 of product is going through the organization. Well, more than that, but at that level, 2% of that is 9,720. But just take a moment right now, and if you remember that first slide, the retail slide, we showed moving $100 worth of product. Think about how many $100 increments are in that $500,000. How many people are whose lives are being changed? It's overwhelming, only because you knew three people, just three. And then the total volume, because it's all added up, is 18,300. Now, to tell you the truth, you've heard a lot of people say at this point you didn't believe it. I actually stopped listening to the whole thing because this was presented to me over the phone. I was turning pages of the presentation booklet. But at $480, I basically stopped listening because I only needed a few $100s. But as I have spent time with this company and with the people in this company, $18,300 is a wonderful, wonderful income. But I know so many people, so many wonderful, humble, genuine people of integrity who make $18,300 and more. And because of that, they have been able to write, do their own thing, write books, minister, go back to college and learn constitutional law because it was their passion. But people have been able to make yet another difference at another level because of this income. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. So let's move on now. The reason I am doing the presentation today is because I needed to trade with Debbie Grins because this was her day, but you know what? She earned the trip to Puerto Vallarta, and that's where she is right now on the beaches in Puerto Vallarta. Isn't that exciting? Because Relive offers cash bonuses and trips, and there are our very own Robert and Lauren right there getting a cash bonus, and it's just one of many that they have received. Also, many on this call have been on numerous trips, and I too, and it's just Relive does treat you just first class, just treats you so well. But you know what? Earn a trip and find out for yourself. It's really wonderful. And I can't wait to hear about the trip at Puerto Vallarta. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Now, the Star Director bonus that you see right there is gravy. It's just gravy. And find out from the person who invited you on the call exactly what that is. It's just another wonderful, generous bonus from Relive that this money on the table. It's just money on the table that everybody has access to. Every master affiliate has access to, and don't leave it on the table. It's quite wonderful. So the next one is the Ambassador Program, And I am not an ambassador, but we do have at least one ambassador on the call, and I do believe that the ambassador program was introduced actually after Jim and Quila had already become presidential directors. But and the ambassador program was put in place to keep the people who had done the business, who had experience in it, who had had success, keep them around to teach and train. Relive doesn't get people from outside the business to teach and train. These are people who have been there, done that, and it is wonderful to have their mentorship because who knows better than them? They receive travel, recognition, cash bonuses, and they're also paid to help others. And it is our goal. It is my goal to be on that stage to further the message of Relive. And so what people need most is financial freedom, personal freedom, financial security, and optimal health. This picture really depicts that beautifully for me. But someone said recently, and I do believe it was on a training, it's all well and fine to have financial security, but if you don't have your health, what's the point? That is the beauty of Relive. We get to offer everything in one nice little package. And so what is the next step? This is what we offer, is asking the person. This is my favorite tool right here, is the decision tool, is asking them how what did they like best about what they saw, and how would they like to get started. I will go into it later, but master affiliate, distributor, customer, they have a choice, and it's their choice. It's the best choice for them. And what's your time worth is when they open that, it really makes sense. It really makes sense. So that is our presentation for the opportunity presentation. We're going to go ahead and go into a business success training. And at this point, I'm going to tell my story. I am Louise Kohl from Paulsboro, Washington. I've been with Relive for 13 years. When I was first introduced to Relive, I was looking for a way to pay for music lessons. I was homeschooling my children, and I knew that if I could go outside the home and earn that, but if I did, I couldn't homeschool because in Washington you got to be home to homeschool. So I was in a sort of a catch-22. I was introduced to Relive right after soon after I was trying to figure this out, and I said, quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with me after I've heard great results of this person's wife, but I started hearing stories of people getting results from literally things I had never heard of, and finding out about these issues. I just couldn't believe these people were even existing. But what really caught my interest, I was happy for them, but what really caught my interest was that they were making some money while they were getting better, and I needed some money. So I came in at the highest profit level because I'm a bulk buyer. I wanted to get the most amount of product for the least amount of money. I was told, don't wait for your own results before you share it because you can't test it for everything. So that's what I did. And in the first 30 days, everybody in my family got great results. But I saw nothing. I saw no results whatsoever, even though there was chronic headaches, elbow tendonitis, depressed immune system, eczema, and attention issues all addressed within 30 days in my family. I saw nothing, but I did have a check for a return on my investment and at over $400 profit. I'm in because it paid for music lessons. My results didn't come for 4.5 months, but when they came, I had total and complete relief from the pain of Achilles tendonitis. And 8 years later, I was in long distance running. 10 years after I'd started, I ran my first marathon, 10 years older, and without pain. And in the course of that time, my highest check has been over $5,600. And I just love Relive. I love the fact that I can affect people positively, both physically and financially. So how does that happen? You know, once you make a decision to be a part of Relive, what do you do? What's next? So this is how it happens. How do you succeed with Relive? Relive has the model, the plan, everything already spelled out, and it is, you know, to the pioneers in this company, that this has been honed, and I want to thank Jim and Quila for persevering and being part of that. And they are a couple of many, but they are definitely a part of that, so they need to be recognized. Circle of success, the fundamental steps. There are 5 numbered, but that cell phone image in the middle is the 6th. And new people fuel everything. The Relive system, definitely a business cycle. Every day we have daily activities, but not without corporate support. Not without corporate support. And I can't say enough about the corporate support. Every time I call corporate, whether I am calling somebody, whether I'm calling the distributor center or someone else, there is such a positive reception, and it doesn't matter what sort of question I have. I am treated like it's the first time they've ever heard that question, and I'm just brilliant to ask it. So I'm never hesitant about asking questions. So you fuel your business with new people. Let's talk new people. All right, here is the circle of success. It's a take action now. I have I don't know that it's a mantra, but in my head I have do it now. If I have an idea, if something passes through, if a name comes through my head, if whatever, I have this do it now. Don't wait till later and write it down. Do it now. So I've developed this habit, which I would suggest however you do it. Just don't let things go by, because when something comes to your mind, it's there for a purpose, and it needs to be acted on immediately. So the first thing is identify, then it's connect, share the story, ask for a decision, register and go, and then follow up. That's number 6, big, huge number 6 in red. So these are the daily fundamentals, and let's go through them one at a time. So the first thing to do is to identify. And I'm going to talk about, I'm going to address this as if I'm starting a new distributor. And so the new distributor, yes, the new distributor needs to make a list. And it's good to have those people who you think would benefit from the product and those people you think who would benefit from the business. However, I don't tell you as a new distributor, okay, now you need to make a list of people, and in 2 days we're going to talk, and I'm going to let's see who you have as a distributor. I am going to sit beside them, or in the most recent case, be on the phone with them, and we're going to talk about people. We're going to talk about the people when they talked about when they were seeing the opportunity. Because when I showed the opportunity, I asked them, who's a friend, who's a neighbor, who's a relative that is coming to mind? And we build the list. We build a list together. And I invest time in them because I was people invested time in me. I'm just passing it. I'm just paying it forward. So, 20 names, the 30 names, whatever, definitely, I have a number that I like to reach, because the key is if you only have 5 or even just 10 people and they're all called and you get a couple of voicemails and a couple of notes, you've exhausted the list, and then where do you go? So the more people on your list, the better off you are. And something that Mindy Jones says, who is a very successful distributor with Relive, she said when she heard that the amount of names on your list meant a big paycheck, she wanted a big paycheck, so she put a lot of names. So keep that in mind. And when you do write their names down, jot down why you thought of them. From my perspective, everybody needs the product. Everybody. But more than that, everybody needs this business. Absolutely everybody. And but it's not, let people know why you thought of them. And who are the first 5? Let's get it. Let's do it now. Do it now. And there are always new people to talk to. Family, friends, work, church, social media. And I don't have the success that I hear about for social media, but maybe that's just me. But find ways to add to your list. And I had an interesting connection this week. I've been going to a gym and taking a Zumba class for over a month now, and I go every day. I really enjoy it, and there's another gal that's there every day also. But the other day she said, that she'd been there since about an hour before, working out on some other stuff. And I went, "Are you a gym rat?" And she said, actually, no, she wasn't. She said, "Oh, I just want to get as much exercise in and workout in as I can before I start working." And I went, "Oh, so when do you start working?" She said, "Well, I'm looking for a job." And I said, "Well, what sort of job?" And she said, "Well, she'd been in the restaurant business, waitressing and bartending, and she really enjoyed that." And I said, "You sound like a people person." And she said, "Yeah, she was." And I had just come from a business networking group, and a couple people were asking for employees. They were looking for people to work for them. And I said, "Well, I just heard about a couple of openings. I don't know if you're interested." And she said, "What sort of thing?" She said, "Yeah, I'm more of a people person. I can't see myself behind a desk." And then the class started. So off we went to Zumba-ing, and then she took off very quickly. But the beauty of it is I know that when I see her on Monday, I can talk to her because I have something to offer her. I don't know if she's going to be interested or not, but oh my goodness, it's really cool. And I thought, oh, hey, the gym is another place. But just talking to people, you find out where they're at. And she always loves my Fit 3 shirt. She always compliments me every time I wear it. She just loves the purple. She said purple's her favorite color, and she loves the yellow. So how can you lose? You got really cool clothing on, so on and so forth. So there's the connection. So off of a list, who's first, you share your excitement, and why you thought of them. Use their why. This is the part why you thought of them, but have them talk about what they want more of in their life, what they want less of. They might tell you. You ask them, "How are you?" and they're going to tell you everything. At which point you can say, "Well, that's why I called you. It sounds like there was a reason I called you." But definitely use their why. They don't care about your why. They really don't care about your why. Hard for me to believe that people don't care about my why, but they don't. But when you talk to them about them and their needs, they know you care. They know you care, and they are intrigued by that because very few people care. You know, the people in my networking group who are looking for people to work in their business, they don't care about what those people want. They care about getting that slot filled. We care. We need to care about them. We need to listen. We use the company tools to validate, absolutely. The calls to validate, people to validate. But the key to everything is do not get off the phone until you've made an appointment. And keep that in mind because I'm going to be repeating that. Set that appointment to go over what we went over earlier. There's a number of ways to connect with people. You know, these are just suggestions. The key is to listen. I like the how are you. I just, you know, just relax. There's no prescription. Because if you're not genuine, then you're not going to be received well. Just be yourself. And when you ask how are you, you're going to get an answer. There are people that will say, oh, I'm fine. Well, that doesn't sound very enthusiastic, and I let them know and say, well, that's not very convincing. You know? And then things come from that. But use the tools and the stories to validate. And when we share the story of Relive, and that is at the appointment, I'm not going to stand and talk to Julie at Zumba and tell her all about Relive. It's not the time. It's not the time. You share your story. You share your why, your belief, and your heart. And like I said, that's all very well and fine. But you share the Relive story and how it will develop their why. So we've got lots of products. We share the products in the business. There would not be any business without the products, and the products promote the business. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful combination. Presentation tools are available, opportunity books, online, webinars. Introduce your upline and other Relive stories. I love introducing people to Relive people. I love it. I love it. And whatever they have to share, they have to share. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what level they are in Relive because the new person's not going to understand the lingo. We need to keep it to just street level lingo. We have industry lingo. We don't need that. We do not need to use that with the new person. It doesn't make a difference to them. It doesn't make a difference to Julie whether I'm introducing her to someone who's just started in the business and is getting great results, or somebody who is, a quadruple whatever person making gobs of money. You know, I needed about $400 a month, a little bit less. When a couple of the first stories I heard, business stories I heard, people were making $30,000, $40,000 a month. I did not relate at all. What I really related to was these people who were getting well, making a few $100s from their bed. That's what I related to. So it really doesn't matter. It just matters that you're sharing a story. You care enough about them to introduce them to people. And that just goes a long way. So sharing the Relive story, there's a number of ways to do that. Relive meetings and events. We've got this wonderful event coming up. In-home parties, webinars, conference calls, your upline. I love, I use other distributors all the time. Lifestyle Magazine, what is so cool about that is, yes, we get it and we can get packets of it and we can mail it out, but we can email the whole thing. Yikes, that's awesome. The Relive blog is really wonderful. And video tools. Now, what I have found out from in the last couple of months, a young fellow joined me in the business, and he has been educating me about the fact that email to him and his sphere of influence is like snail mail to us. He uses text messaging all the time, text messaging videos, YouTube videos, and an app called Marco Polo, which is a video text message basically, and it has been amazing to me. So I've become more of a texter now because of that, but it's instant because on the move he can watch when he is working out, he can watch the videos, he can listen to the trainings when he is driving, it's all very instantaneous. So it's just the world we're in, so I'm happy to be introduced to the 21st century. And but the beauty of that is, and for me, is I don't have to know it all. But here, check this out. Here, look at this. Here's some information. Here's a great blog. Here's a phone number. Let's get on together. I mean, there's just massive amounts of tools. Everywhere I look, it's like, oh, got that covered. So then it's time to ask for a decision. And yes, we need to be prepared to do business. Have products and tools with you at all times. Yes, products, but the tool that I always have with me is my cell phone, and people just sign up on my cell phone. They sign up on my website, and there is massive amounts of information there. There are some times that people will want to see in their hand a mock order, if you will. But what I have used very frequently is the calculate. When you sign into your portal, that bottom there's that calculation, order calculation, whatever it's called. I use that. I'm saying, hey, okay, let's see. Let's do this, and this. Oh, look, there you are. That's a master affiliate order right there, and this is what it's going to cost you. Their zip code, everything. It's all boom right there, and it's really great. It's another example of I don't have to know everything, but I know where to find the answer. But it's always good. Some people just like to have tangible stuff. So it's always good to have a mock order at the 25% level, master affiliate level. That's always good. And registration online or on your, if you don't have a website with Relive, get it. It is inexpensive. Your people, it's inexpensive. I think it's $15 a month or something. And ultimately, when this new app is introduced at the live event, that's going to be included in it. So it's just get that connected. It's an important thing. It's an important thing. People will always ask, do you have a website? Well, yeah, you can give them Relive website, but then when they ask information from Relive, it goes to corporate, and then they dole it out. So, keep it for yourself. It's totally worth it. So, in asking for a decision, I do not ask the question, where do you want to get started? I always ask, what did you like about what you saw? And then the secondary question, after they have spoken, after they have answered that, I might ask, where do you want to get started? But they usually ask questions about well, you know, how much does this cost if I did this, and how long will that last? And I am saying, okay, this is a 4-month supply, but if you already talked about 4 people, that is not even any for you. So let's talk about savings, if that's of interest to you. Sometimes I just want to be a customer. I want to get a super pack. Yay! Hey, 40%. I'm happy. But it's what do they want? Whatever decision they make, even if it's I would like to wait, whatever decision they make is the best decision. Absolutely the best decision. But the next question you have for them is, well, who do you know who could benefit from Relive products? Because it's referrals. Let's go on to the next, the next step. What's the next step? Now, again, in asking for the decision, I ask the same question. The last slide and this slide are just sort of mostly combined. You go to the same place when you ask, what did you like about what you saw? And then you review with the person what would work best for them. How, what do they want to achieve from Relive? What are they looking for? This is where I started. One of the things about Relive is I was told this, is that when you're introducing Relive to someone, they're going to duplicate your story, and oh boy, there are some mistakes I make, and I let it be known that this is where you don't want to go. But on the other hand, being at the top profit level is the best position to be. But wherever they decide, that's the best for them. And who do you know who doesn't know about Relive? Who do you know? So register and go, get them registered. They can do that right on your website, and they're ready to go. Have product ready for them. It's going to take 5 to 7 days before they get the product they ordered. So have some product for them to start. I've learned from Kyla, make that shake right away. If they're on the phone, if they're on the phone with me, they have and I've gotten product to them. They have product. They make their shake right on the phone with me. I want them to be invested immediately, not just monetarily, but in themselves as well. And I pretty much check in just about every day. Not did you take your shake today, but how did your shake taste? How did you mix it? All of you know I hate the taste of the shakes, except for active. But I'm not going to tell them that. But I want to know what they did, and encourage them. And oh, that was a fantastic idea. How great! The other part is I want to make sure that they're not taking the classic or now and then taking another shake of Energize and another shake of Fiber Store. That has happened to me, and I'm like, oh no, sorry. You need to mix that. Those all go together. And then about the 5th or 6th day, I ask, you noticing anything different? One fellow who had started the product was coming down with a cold. Interestingly enough, by day 5, he was like, everybody in my office is really sick. I didn't get it. And I said, you had it. It just didn't develop. What results are you seeing? Are you noticing anything different? I'm always sure to remind them what was going on in the very beginning, and that's where the customer questionnaire is really important, so that you can remind them, oh, well, you were saying that you were having trouble falling asleep. How's that going? Oh, I don't have that problem anymore. So on and so forth. So who do you know who could benefit from these products and the business opportunity? Always ask that question, even if you've made a list with them. Let's make a call. And this is only a guideline. Use your common sense. I'm going to get going quicker now. So set set distributors up to succeed. Absolutely. You build a list with them. You connect with them. You share the story with them, with their people. It's hand-holding. It's hand-holding the whole time until you have taught, as Jim Bueller has said a number of times, it's one thing to teach a donkey to roll over. But it's quite another thing to teach a donkey who teaches a donkey to roll over. That is when you can stop hand-holding. But it's worth it to you. It's your check. It's the results. It's affecting people in such a positive way. So you review the basics of running a Relive business. You walk them through the website. Walk them through. Show them every single part of it so that it's all familiar, and make sure that they understand they don't need to know everything. They just need to know where everything is so that they can get the answer. And here are some wonderful tools. My favorite, the decision tool, is not on here, but all of these are very beneficial. Like I said, the videos, text them. You can text them to people, and they can watch them and be informed and intrigued. Just go to relive.com, get started, and see these for yourself. The Relive system, here it is. We've got a special event coming up, the live event. Your daily activities are listed, the corporate support. New people, new people. We don't have new people and old people. It's new people and new people. And the thing that really drew me to Relive was there is no old boys club. Every month, we start at 0. Everybody starts at 0. And you build to the end of the month. And your volume at the end of the month is what qualifies you for the bonuses, the trips that are going on, in all these things that are going on. But it's all about new people. So we're new people every month. We introduce new people, more people. The more people introduced to Relive, the more healthy community we have, and the better production we have as a community. It's really all very positive. So here are the live events coming up in just a few weeks. What are we, 3 weeks away now? 4 weeks away from Anaheim. I'm really excited about that. April 20 to 21. Get there. They're Orlando, October 12th to 13. That's another opportunity. And there's going to be new product introduced, and the new app at Relive Live in Anaheim. So we want to be there. We absolutely want to be there. Engage your team. Get them involved. Develop a library of stories. I call it an arsenal. It's my arsenal. Build to ambassador. Build relationships. Quila made a very good point a number of times, is that being an ambassador is awesome. I mean, there's $4,000 a couple of months in a row, you're ambassador. But in this business, things ebb and flow. Go towards presidential director. It doesn't hurt as much at $8,000 residual income of the ebb and flow as it does at $4,000. So think about that. You know, we have a road to presidential. That's a solid, healthy business. You're building wide and you're building deep. So stay engaged. It's hard to not stay engaged with Relive. It's so much fun. Just all the things that Relive has. Every time I see something from Relive, I am happy to be a part of it. And you know, if you have not gotten involved with the text, sign up for the text. Getting texts all the time. It's wonderful. Review. Set the goals and review the road to presidential. Think outside the box. What will it take to become a key director? And when do you want to become a key director, those who aren't? And how many key directors would, in your business, who in your business should be the next key director? Who in your business build towards that? And how many people are you going to take to the live event? So duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. There you go. There's the system. And you just, who is next? Who is next? So I'm 2 minutes over. I'm done. Thank you, everyone, for being on. Congratulations to you all. You all are amazing people, and we'll see you in Anaheim. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Louise.
Great job, Louise.
Thank you.
It's really, really good.
Great job.
Twyla, appreciate it.
Thanks, Louise. Great job.
Thank you.
Good job, girl. Keep going.